sailing into the sunrise. Next stop, Northern Ireland. And in other adventures, our Lazy Jack has decided to collapse again, but on the other side this time. Isn't that nice of it? Yeah, we got into a bit of a pickle when we were setting off, partly due to said Lazy Jacks when we were trying to reef. But look, these guys were miles ahead.
That's it.
They're going to be our buddy boats. It's always nice to have someone going in the same direction, isn't it?
Because whilst there are two other boats there, it's not a race. Oh yes.
You got it?
A flappy leech is one of the most annoying things on a boat.
More annoying than me?
One of the most annoying things. It's the most annoying. What would you rather be doing at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Your head nearly hanging
You know
out
what
of
I
the
mean?
boat.
Upside down, pulling in your Genoa cars to get rid of a flappy leech. Or I don't know, eating some cornflakes, watching Good Morning
This
Britain,
morning.
whatever it is. No, that starts later on, I think.
I've got no idea.
Yeah.
6.7 knots, and the sea seems to have flattened out a little bit now. Coming out of Peel, it was quite choppy and just a bit all over the shop. And then as we got further away from the Isle of Man, there was not too much swell, but it was more swell than was forecast. It was like a 3-foot swell, a couple of waves splashing over the bow, but it seems to have just calmed down a bit calmed down a bit now, and doesn't that look pretty?
Race update. Passage update. Yeah. Yes, this is the Lazy Jack. It's not supposed to be here.
Naughty Lazy Jack.
It's supposed to be up around there.
It's being too lazy.
So yeah, race passage update. The other race participants seem to be quite away from us now. Well, to the stern of us actually, which means we're making good speed. 6.7 knots. A bit of tide against us as well. So yeah, we should be in Bangor, I would say early afternoon. The wind is forecast to die off a little bit through the morning. But yeah, when we came out this morning, we were expecting 14, gusting like 18. So that's all right for us. We're a big boat, that's full sail territory and should be flying down. But we put the full sail up, we put the full Jenna out. We got out of the breakwater into the sea, big swell again. The Irish Sea's just been so swelly all the way through. It's really not to be messed with. I think I said the same thing about the Channel though. And yeah, I mean, we were heeling over quite a lot. You know, never in danger, but with 2 people on board and a little puppy.
The portholes were in the water.
Yeah, you know, there's just no need to push it that hard really. Just in case something snaps, something like that. So we decided to put a reef in the mainsail, which is fairly easy in the boat. We can do that from the cockpit. So we came around head to wind, and I was letting the mainsail down, but unfortunately we lost steerage and the boat tacked. And
the main sheet went flying out.
All the way through the wind. The main sheet system on this boat is so bad. When you take it off the winch, it doesn't have a cleat. It only has like a little jammer that you can put it in, and it just consistently flies out of it at the most inopportune times. That being an inopportune time. So essentially we were kind of like almost hove to ish. And anyway, we had no steerage. So the boat came all the way around. I was like, oh, here we go. So I had to put the engine on. Because the Genoa was backed so hard, I put quite a lot of revs on to kind of get the bow back up head to wind. And we put it up head to wind, and we got on with reefing the mainsail. But yeah, I mean, this is at like 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was, you know, and didn't really sleep last night very well. I never do the night before a passage for some reason. I think I'm just like excited and nervous about, you know, long passages with limited crew and stuff. But yeah, we did it. We got through it. That's the most important thing. You just got to stop, think, what's going on, what do we need to do, and just do it. And at that point, the other two boats that were behind us now, they were off. And they were kind of looking at us like, oh, here we go. What are they doing? And yeah, we were in a pickle. But we've sorted it out, and now they're in our kind of dust, as it were. What's the marine equivalent of in our dust?
Spray?
They're in our...
Wake?
Wake! That's it. So yeah, it's going pretty well. So yeah, be happy if it stays like this for the rest of the journey.
We can see Scotland, it's over there. You can't see it, but we can see it.
That's not where we're going.
It's not where we're going.
So,
where is it? West Tarbert Bay?
Can't see Ireland.
You can't see Ireland. That's where we're going.
Yeah, it's West Tarbert Bay. It's on the, I guess, Stranraer Peninsula.
Nice.
Is that what it's called? Drumore?
It's over there. It's 8 in the morning now, and the wind's just died off a little bit, so we have shaken a reef out of the mainsail, so we've got the full main back up now, and it's given us an extra 0.7 of a knot. So what are we doing now?
6.2.
Nice. And Huey's dropped our chew stick down the side of our cushion.
So what does she do?
Destroy the cushion!
Destroy the cushion! It's in the way! Look.
There you go, baby. Good girl. Our depth sounder is back. It's been playing up for most of the journey, telling us we've only had 5 metres of depth under the keel, which I think is total BS. Oh no, it's might be playing up again. Come on, depth sounder. Don't be like the wind indicator. You can do it.
Decision on passage. Donna Hadi Sound is a little pass about a mile wide in between the mainland of Northern Ireland and two islands, and the water flows through there really fast, creates a sound, and these are the things that we've been talking about several times on the journey so far, like Jack Sound, Ramsey Sound, things you've got to be aware of really, and make sure that you go through these sounds at the most opportune time, which is either at slack water where there's no tidal current, or when the tidal current is actually going in your favour, and actually it accelerates you through the sound, and all's good. Now, Donaghadee Sound has just turned from slack water, and the current is starting to come against us. Now, it's a difficult decision because we're at neaps, full neaps today, which means that although the tide is coming against us, it's at the weakest it possibly could be coming against us in terms of like the whole tidal calendar and stuff. And by the time we get there, in about 50 minutes time, there'd be about 1 knot of current coming against us. That would only be increasing up to a maximum of about 2.1 knots. We've slowed down, the boat's slowed down. We've gone from kind of 7.2 knots down to 5.9 knots. And as we get closer into the land, the wind's dropping off a little bit more. So we've been about an hour away from this sound for about 20 minutes now. And therefore, I've made the decision that we'll go round. It adds like an hour and a half to the passage, but I don't want to go through the Sound at full tide against us, even if it is neaps. And the wind is also coming against us as well, so we'll have wind and tide against us. The local knowledge says if the tide's going against you, go around it. The chart says if you haven't got local knowledge and you haven't got a vessel capable of 10 knots, then don't go against the current either. So we're going to go through. No, we're not. We're going to go around it. And that's a tough decision because we are knackered. We've been going since like 4 o'clock this morning or whatever it's been. But it's the right decision. It's the right decision, and that's what we're going to do.
So these lighter patches of water indicate where the race is starting. So it's good that we're getting through while we now, basically, while we can. There's the island. A few fishing pots around there, but nothing ahead of us. We are nearly there. There's a few ferries and cargo ships and things around, but we've come around the headland now. A little bit of swell, but the wind's kind of died off. The tide's really against us, but we've got the engine on now. A couple of reasons: we wanted to deal with our mainsail and lazy jack issue when we had plenty of sea room around us, and we wanted to get the engine on so we can, turn the fridge on and charge the batteries and things, because it's been off all day because we managed to sail for hours and hours and hours and hours. Before cracking on with boat jobs, we decided to have a trip into Belfast. We had 3 goals in mind: visit the market, have a pint, and find some fish and chips. We are at John Long's Fish and Chips.
Apparently, best fish and chips in Belfast. Frequented by Take That after a concert. They were turned away because it was closing up. But also frequented by the Game of Thrones cast who stayed at a 5-star hotel around the corner. So we continue the great fish and chip hunt of 2023. We've got the appetite up with a couple of pints of Guinness. It'd be rude not to. The camera woman seems to be pointing the camera down at the floor.
I'm looking at the fish and chips.
Here we go.
This
Yes. This is the
what
goods.
we want to see.
This is the goods.
All right. How is it?
I am delighted to say that we have a new front runner.
Oh!
And
It's been in Wales.
it's the cheapest fish and chips we've had on the whole trip so far.
Really? Let's have another look. Nice.
That is beautiful. They've been frying fish and chips here for over 100 years, so you'd expect them to be good, because I mean, if I'd been frying fish and chips for 100 years, they'd be amazing. So we are in Bangor, Northern Ireland. Been here for a few days. It's been a very welcoming place, which is nice, although the weather is a bit naff. All this wet stuff falling from the sky, which we're definitely not used to. From the south coast, I think we were spoiled. So still in the Irish Sea. It's been a tale of 2 halves, I think, in the Irish Sea. There's either been absolutely no wind or absolutely shed loads of it. And across the last few days, it's been the latter. Really strong winds, so we've been quite happy to be tied up alongside in this very kind of protected harbour. What makes it even better as well is it's a boat folk marina, so it's free for us to stay at. Hey! So we've been tracking this occluded front for the last few days, which has been bringing the strong winds, and quite unusually we're actually tracking 3 different weather systems at the moment, because there are 2 more low pressures which are going to be coming in through next week, which make yesterday look like a gentle summer breeze. Yeah, they're like red and purple on the weather forecast in terms of the colour of the wind. You don't want to see reds and purples. So I think we're going to be stuck in Bangor for a little bit longer, which is not too bad, because it allows us to do some boat jobs, of which there are many. We've had no shore power now for about 5 or 6 weeks, long story. But again, I just think old parts on the boat, so I've researched that for quite a long time, and I've got a couple of parts arriving this week which should hopefully allow me to get the shore power back on. It kind of scares me, you know, all those volts and electricity, etc., but I'm sure it'll be alright. And God, it would be nice to have electricity again so we can have things like hot water. I've spent half an hour upside down in the lazarette trying to find out which fitting inside of it is actually the AC inlet, and then trying to dismantle it so that I can get to the workings of the current socket. But yeah, 25 minutes upside down. It's kind of looking, I don't know if you can see that, but there you can see broad daylight. That is where the old socket was, and then if that wasn't fiddly enough, the old socket, which is an American socket looking like this, I don't have a complete set of wrenches, so I've had to find a bit that did fit, almost fit, and then this step down thing, but I don't have the wrench for the top of this, so I have to find a spanner that fits and twist like this to get it off, which takes probably 20 times longer than it would if it just had the correct tool, but it does get there. And then once this is off, the new inlet should be arriving tonight, and it's going to be a case of just using these 3 existing wires. I'll inspect the quality of those wires. They've got spade connectors on them at the moment. I'm going to leave them on, but I think I just need wire. The good thing is I've got a bit of play in terms of the wire length, so I might need to just kind of cut off any corrosive bits at the end there, strip it down a little bit, and insert these into the right places on the new inlet. This is a gasket for sealing against the weather, and honestly I hope it's a boat job so it's not going to, but I hope it just fits straight in there and they use the existing screws, but I'm probably being a complete optimist there. Anyway, that's the update. And of course now it rains, because why wouldn't it? So yeah, just a little, this is like tool central at the moment, but I mean I'm not complaining, I got all these tools just handed down by friends before I left, but you know, I don't know, I think it's because it's an American boat and things are in metric in these kits. Maybe it's that, but I always seem to be missing just the bit I need. So I guess what we can do this autumn, once we're back, is just work out like what did we need that we didn't have, and look to get it. Correction, it's actually hailstorming. Don't really want to leave my electrical connector like this. Is there anything a pool bag can't do? Okay, so now 3 minutes have passed and it's sunny, so let's get this bloody thing off. And it's off. The 24-year-old power inlet is off. Doesn't look in too bad nick actually, considering it's 24 years old, almost a quarter of a century. But it's a Hubble, and it's an American, hence the green, white and black wires, which I'm going to have to research, see what their UK equivalents are. But I'm hoping that the new one just, you know, as I say, just kind of connects in. So I might need to take these spade connectors off, strip the wire down. Yeah, it's a bit of little bit of, no, they're looking good nick actually. I thought there was a little bit of corrosion on them, but no, they're in pretty good nick. And all sealed up, waiting for the new part. Again, we've used poo bags and Gorilla Tape, things that hold together the universe. I mean, what would we do without Yui? Oh, bless her, she just helps in so many ways. What have we not had since April?
Sunday lunch.
So what we're going to do today?
I'm drooling just thinking about it. We're going to go find a Sunday lunch. We're going to eat Yorkshire puddings. Oh, beef, gravy, veggies. Yes.
We've got real ale made in Belfast. We've got live jazz. Nice. And we've got Sunday dinner.
With Yorkshire pudding.
Probably want to use the third. Banger's oldest pub. Doesn't let you down. Very happy, very full.
Now, having had my first Sunday lunch since April, I'm now going to try and have my first bath since April. Let's see. Oh my goodness. We've got sunset pictures. We've got a bath. We've got a shower attachment. Hairdryer. I'm so happy.
It was a long time coming, and it did go via Bangor in the Republic of Ireland rather than to Bangor in Northern Ireland. But our new electric connector, or shore power inlet, has arrived. What a body dazzler! You can see me in the reflection of the stainless steel. So a really good one now needs to be installed, but obviously because it's a boat, it's not straightforward. This is where the old inlet went. The new one is too big to fit in the existing hole. So, for want of a better phrase, we're going to need a bigger hole. So our hole needs to be 74 millimeters diameter, and our current hole is about 64 centimeters diameter. So we need 1 centimeter increase. Now, to help me out, I do have a tool. I have a Dremel multi-tool. Remember those advertisements from the 1990s? Other multi-tools are available, but I would also not know how to work those ones either. So this is going to be probably more difficult than it needs to be, because usually you would just use your circular saw bit, and you just get a 74 millimeter one, just drill straight through, it'll be nice and easy. But I'm going to have to do this by hand, because that's all I've got. So I wish me luck. We now have a bigger hole, and considering that that was cut by hand, I don't think that's too bad a job, and it is the right size. It will go in, except we have another problem. That's as far as it will go in. Oh no, I'll have to cut more bits of the boat apart. Look at that. Scheiße. Well, that's not going to happen, because the part behind this hole where I'd need to cut is the actual cockpit itself. So yeah, I'm going to have to mount it in a different place, which is not ideal, but that's what we're going to have to do. So I'm going to probably mount it here, where this circle is, and just cut through that. At the back of that GRP, it's got no obstructions. But in order to do that, I need a couple more things to help me do it properly without smashing the whole thing up and ruining it. So those will arrive on Monday. Nothing is easy in boat world. I've never cut a hole in a boat before, so I've researched it a lot, just to make sure we know what we're doing of. And yeah, we have a circle. Woo! It's not a circle that's created by like a drill, but we don't have one of those, so we've had to make do. and slowly we're going to get there. Had shore power for 2 months.
Yeah, it was
Probably 2
Weymouth when we
months
couldn't
now.
use it.
And it would just be really nice to have shore power again.
It would be nice to boil a kettle and make some toast.
Yeah, have hot water.
Yeah, that would be nice.
The fitted power inlet. Look how beautiful it is. And it's stainless steel. And it just twists and it opens, giving you access to modern world amenities and so on through the power of electricity. It's a big day today because the cable that we need to run from here to the shore is also arriving. So we might be ending up back into the 21st century today. I am very excited. I'm going to see how I don't know how it's going to go. Kind of 90% of me is saying it's not going to work. There's going to be some other kind of issue. It's boat. It's going to keep you guessing. What you think it is, it's going to be something completely the opposite. So my hopes are not actually that high, but I really hope it does work. The cable is here. It's time for the moment of truth. I am nervous. I'm resigned, like I said before. I'm resigned to it not working, but I hope it does.
Right, the moment of truth.
If this light comes on, we've failed.
Oh.
If it doesn't come on, then we're winning. So.
Okay. Do we not need to turn that one on?
Oh God, yes. All right.
I don't see a light.
Well, we haven't switched any of these on yet. Look, you'll know. You'll know.
Oh. Oh my. Could it be?
There's no light. There's definitely no light.
light.
There's no light. So what we need to do now is test a plug.
Ah, we have power! We have power!
Yes! 2 months!
And on that happy note, we'll bid you fair winds. Like, comment, subscribe.